Watch the chairman carefully next, because they wield an amazing amount of power. And I don't have the exact quote with me, but there is a famous quote, and I'm going to have to give you the gist of it. You learn a lot about a man's character when you see what he does when he knows a good cause is already lost.
Yes.
That's correct. Remember that, because some of those people you learned a lot about after they saw a good cause was lost.
That's why we need that list of 30.
Absolutely. Okay, I have been asked to come and talk about our legislative session from a county perspective. We have put together a little bit of history. When I took office, the Commissioners Court really didn't talk to our state representatives. Did talk to a senator, the county judge talked to the state senator. State reps really didn't do county business. They went down there and voted on state level stuff. That's all they did. Excuse me, we learned a lot 2 years ago when we tried to do some things with our state legislators. Worked out not so well. We learned a lot. They learned a lot. We're a lot better prepared this time. I'm going to give you the things that I think are most important that we have put together as a county court legislative agenda. And the absolute number one, there is nothing that compares to it in terms of county business, is protecting the $900 million from the 121 money that's part of the $3.2 billion that came to the region from NTTA when they bought the right to build the Sam Rayburn Tollway. We have $900 million sitting in a bank in Austin in Fund 6. It's considered state dollars. It is now being used when they calculate the budget shortfall, but they're not supposed to spend it on the budget shortfall. I talk to people all the time. I know Senator Shapiro, every time she talks to her compatriots on the committee, she talks to them about it, because when I went before the committee in the summer, they said, look, we've heard about this enough from Senator Shapiro, and I said, you're going to hear about it again. And every time I'm down here, every time I talk to a legislator, I tell them that they cannot take that $900 million, because it represents your tolls for the next 50 years on the Sam Rayburn Tollway. If they take it, and here's a figure to put in your head, if they take it, that represents a state tax this year for a family of 4 of $4,500. That's how much money we're talking about. Every family of 4 will pay $4,500 in state tax this year if they sweep our $900 million. People say, yeah, look, the whole region's involved. It's $3.2 billion across the region. And I say, look, our Metroplex, just in the House, has 34 state reps. Houston alone has 45. Does Houston care that you're paying taxes on the Sam Rayburn Tollway for the next 50 years? Not on your life. And already today, you see the Republicans in the House starting to fight because they've seen the first blush of the cuts coming. And already they're starting to say, you're not going to make those cuts in my district. So this is going to get more brutal every single day this session goes through. So we will continue to hammer this particular issue, because this is, we're signing a contract in March for the major portion of 75 right through McKinney. Well over $100 million. Those sorts of projects will just go by the board if they take our money. So number one is our RTR funds, and we'll be watching that carefully. Secondly is our NTTA negotiations. We have a major toll road left to build in this county. We can talk toll roads as a concept later, but the region has told us that the road will be a toll road. It's supposed to be the 240-mile outer loop around the Metroplex. I think they're going to chop about half of it off, because they know it's not coming in the next 50 years. Our part, we will need, particularly the portion there north of McKinney, north of Frisco, in the next 5 or 6 years. I talked to a land developer tonight, and he said the land business in Collin County is moving again. Major tracts of land are changing hands now. So Collin County, as soon as we figure out, people are figuring out how to make a living in this economy, we're going to start moving real quickly again. So number two is the negotiations with NTTA. We have a county toll authority. NTTA is the Regional Mobility Authority. State law is silent on primacy between the two, who builds a toll road. There has been one bill filed in the Senate down there that gives absolute, unequivocal, total primacy and veto power to NTTA. The problem is NTTA is $8 billion in debt. They won't get to that road for many years. So we need to keep our county toll road authority, so when we need the road, we will have the legal authority to build it. Not with tax dollars, but we will have the legal authority to build the road. As I say, there is a Senate bill that's been pre-filed that gives NTTA absolute, total primacy. They say it's a placeholder, and I say, okay, I got it's a placeholder. We're having a bill drafted in the House that is our compromise language that has steps that you go through to decide who has it. We're even giving up first option to NTTA because, frankly, we would like for NTTA to build the road if they can at the right time. So number 2 are the negotiations with NTTA. We have a meeting with them on the 21st to start hashing out this negotiations with them. Number 3 is redistricting. We don't have a lot to say about it. We've already had our say, but we'll watch it very carefully. We have made the point that we want our communities of interest in Collin County to be represented by a single state rep, state senator, U.S. congressman. We don't want people split. Now, the town of Frisco, I know Frisco must be split by law so many ways. You have to feel for the city of Frisco. They're split by a county line, which splits a lot of things legally. There's nothing we can do about that. But inside Collin County, we want our communities of interest to be represented by a single representative so the towns can speak with one voice through their representatives. You have more clout with the person that you go to and the person that represents you. Now, how many of you remember our retirement issue?
The scars are still healing.
They haven't healed.
I was talking about that today. We have a bill being filed that will change the Texas County and District Retirement System. I have been talking with former county judge from Harris County, Judge Eccles. I think that we're going to get them on board. I think we're going to get the Coalition of Urban Counties on board with this bill because it makes sense in today's environment. I have now a file of articles about public sector pension plans across the nation that's getting close to a ½ inch thick. Utah has gone to a 401k system for all of their state employees. They just made the change. The changes are coming in the public sector pension plan. Texas can either lead the way, Utah's a small state, lead the way as a large state, or we can trail behind and hold to the public pension plans. I've got one article that's great. The guy writes, the first sentence, I guess the second sentence is, Bernie Madoff promised his clients 8+% return. He's in jail for running a Ponzi scheme. The retirement systems in Texas guarantee 8% for their people. And why are we doing this? So the question is a good one. We are asking for a couple of things, real simple. We want to be able to have a 2-tiered system. We cannot even say our new employees get less benefits than our old employees. We cannot legally say that. We cannot legally withdraw from the system. We can't change the rule of 75 to a rule of 80 or whatever. We can't legally do that. We cannot drop our match below 1-to-1. We're totally constrained in the system as it is today, is the bottom line what I'm trying to say. We have a bill being drafted in the House. I think, if it were any other year, I would say we don't have a prayer of getting this changed. But this year, we might actually have a pretty good chance because they're going to be looking at things like this.
Who's drafting the bill for you?
Taylor, right? Yep. Van Taylor.
Okay, Van is drafting. Okay, we need to contact him, let him know what impediments he runs into so we can pound on him.
You bet.
Okay.
I'm going to go next to indigent health care. There is a dichotomy, there's a discrepancy between federal law and state law. We are responsible for our indigent citizens' health care. and we're not going to get into who indigents are, but we're talking about citizens here. Citizens of Collin County, they're indigent health care. When they come, so I'm not talking illegal, I'm talking about legal aliens now, okay? In the subset of indigent people, we're talking about legal aliens which qualify as indigent citizens, okay? These are green card holders, okay? So a green card holder, under state law, we have to put them in the system, which means an indigent person gets up to $30,000 in health care every year from the county. Federal law says that they're not supposed to take benefits like that, and their sponsor who signed their green card for them, their I-9 I think it is supposed to pay for their health care. That's a discrepancy between federal law and state law. We've gotten them to do all they can under the regulations. Now we're taking it to law to make, to say that we can consider the assets of their sponsor. So the income, the assets of their sponsor, which absolutely makes state law comparable to federal law, and it will cause us to be able to charge the sponsors for health care that we give to green card holder legal aliens. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to save us quite a bit of money. We've done the study, and you would be surprised how many of the indigent citizens that we give health care to are green card holders.
Judge, what's a citizen of Collin County? I don't understand citizenship anymore.
How do they prove citizenship in Collin County, I think is what he's asking.
We verify. So when somebody claims to be an indigent citizen, we don't take their word for it. We have a system by which we verify. We have access to the databases that we can do that.
You guys use E-Verify? Is that what you use?
No, we go deeper than that.
So
E-Verify is a little different.
that means they're a citizen of the U.S. as well?
Yes, unless they're a green card holder, which means they're a legal alien. It's either a citizen or a legal alien.
What if they're illegal?
We're not responsible for their health care.
Do we turn them away?
No, you can't turn them away because if they go to the emergency room, federal law says they get treated. So now we're into the health care issue. No, you can't turn them away if they need emergency care. But yes, we do not treat them in our clinic, but if they go to an emergency room, they're going, and this is the Parkland deal. They go down to Parkland and they say, I'm a citizen of Collin County. Parkland doesn't verify, we verify. They send us a bill, we say, wait a minute, we checked and this person is either not indigent or they're not a citizen, we're not going to pay it. So we do check.